Megan Fowler, and I'm a coach here at St. Mary's High School. I'm coaching the senior girls basketball, and this is my first year coaching senior girls basketball, and before I was coaching junior girls, and this is my 10th year coaching.
My name is Taya Stern. I go to St. Mary's. I'm in grade 11. I've been playing basketball for 8 years.
Hi, my name is Ava. I go to St. Mary's High School. I'm in grade 11, and I've been playing basketball for 7 years.
Hi, my name is Maggie Plesteris. I'm in grade 12 at St. Mary's High School, and I've been playing basketball for 6 years.
Hi, my name is Tila Mankwa. This is my first year coaching the senior girls basketball team at St. Mary's. I've been involved in the basketball community for about 12 years.
Hi, my name is Andre Reed. I attend St. Mary's High School, a grade 12 student. I've been playing basketball for around 11 years now.
Hi, my name is Celeste Hawley. I am an assistant coach at St. Mary's High School. I have been coaching for the past season with them. This is my first season, and I have been involved in the basketball community for the past 11 years.
Hi, my name is Mark Sloan Hidalgo. I go to St. Mary's High School. I'm in grade 12. I've been playing basketball for 7 years now.
Hello, I'm Vince Morrow at St. Mary's High School here. I've been coaching for almost 20 years. And about 10 years at St. Mary's Senior Boys.
Hi, my name is Brad O'Donnell. I'm the senior boys coach here at St. Mary's High School, and this is my 19th year coaching high school basketball in Calgary.
I personally believe it's my role to develop good players, but most importantly, great people. And I think to do that, you have to help them develop leadership skills, communication skills, and most importantly, be a team player.
So, as a high school coach, we're teachers first, and we strive to teach them as much as possible about being good student athletes and working hard in school and basketball at the same time. We, as our coaching staff, always try to kind of communicate with them as much as possible and kind of lead by example. If they struggle in any areas, we have kids from all different types of areas of the city, and we try to help them out depending on what their needs are. If we try to find that the more we lead by example, the better it is to show kids, kind of how they want to live their life and try to help them out as much as possible.
Leadership is super important because without a strong leader on the team, it's hard for the team to come together, to work together, and teamwork is also super important because it helps win games. Without teamwork, without working as a team, it's hard to win big games because you don't have that team chemistry. And since I came to St. Mary's, I've really grown a lot because I was put into an atmosphere where I need to step up, and so that's kind of how it helped me.
Well, the biggest thing is I think that we're more than basketball coaches. We try to be role models for the students. Try to show them how to act on and off the court. For myself, I think who I am today because of a lot of the coaches I had in the past. So my goal is to try to just pay that forward and to show them how to act, to show them how to be men, to show them how to act in society, to be respectful, to work hard and do all those. And hopefully one day they're going to do the same, to pay that back forward, volunteering in their communities or coaching maybe basketball themselves.
I've already been playing basketball, so I just figured I'd play at high school. And I always wanted to play so I could go play at college and be part of a team, to meet people, and just to meet new people.
So for me, I've been playing basketball for, around 11 years now, so basketball's been in my blood, my family, friends, everyone I've been around, been playing basketball growing up, so playing high school at a high level has always been something that I've dreamed of and I've always wanted to do. So being able to play grade 12 is a very special experience for me.
Me personally, my brother and I both grew up playing soccer, but he kind of made the switch to basketball. So I went to go watch his games, and that kind of inspired me to play basketball and chase after him. And it's just ever since then, it's been my whole life.
I think I've instilled these qualities into my players by showing that leadership myself and kind of walking the talk and having those qualities around on a day-to-day basis. So being positive, being respectful, and just having that work both ways between the players and coaches.
I think that it's really important because as much as your teammates talk to you, your coach is always going to be in that authoritative position, and they're always going to be that person who has that experience and has that wealth and knowledge. So I think that having a good coach who can guide you is going to make any player better, no matter your skill set, no matter what you do. It's always going to be the number one thing that you need on a team, no matter what. My coach has given me firm instruction and constructive criticism, which allows me to adjust my play without feeling like I'm doing everything wrong. And so I've learned not to be as hard on myself and not to be as hard on others, because everyone makes mistakes.
I think my main thing that I focus on is hard work and respect. So every practice we have, we work as hard as we work in any single game. And them learning that aspect of hard work and putting everything on the line, I think that really does develop in them to just put everything forward to what they're doing in life. And the respect aspect, win or lose, no matter what the outcome of the game, we respect ourselves, we respect our fans, respect our coaches, our families, and most importantly, our opponents at the end of it. And again, it goes back to that role model set of just them being role models in that community and being set up for that next level and showing people that they are respectful people and how to be just a good person.
For me, my first basketball coach was actually my father. I spent my entire life being around him and seeing different sides of the game, going over film with him at home. You know, I had to have those long car rides home after games and hear about all the good and all the bad of our game. So I feel like I really learned a lot in that regard about how to be mentally tough. It's definitely challenging hearing criticism from your father, who's also your basketball coach, but I think it definitely made me stronger. And so going into my high school basketball season, I feel like I had a little bit of an edge because there was very little that could shake me while I was playing, and I feel like I always had that mental edge over my opponent. And I think that that's something that I try to instill in my players now, is that if you are mentally tough and if you can continue to get stronger and stronger and stronger, you're going to be successful, because at the end of the day, life doesn't get any easier, you just have to get stronger.
Personally, some of the biggest challenges that I've faced are falling out of love with the sport because I've been pushed too hard to do it. But through hard work and finding ways that I individually can enjoy the sport through my teammates and other things, it helped me get through it.
I would say probably just being young and finding opportunities for coaching. So I'm very happy to have the opportunity this year. But since I went here, it was easier to get involved and to have an opportunity to play, and Megan allowed me that opportunity in Tiela. But I think that aside from that, it can sometimes be hard to find those connections and to find ways to get involved again, because that community has continued to grow. I do think that there's a lot of coaches that have remained on the scene, and they've definitely set a really good framework, but then it's also hard for those younger coaches to get involved. So I think as we continue to take in younger players and teach them about coaching and about the game in general, it can help to continue to grow the basketball community.
I think a lot of the times, like, not having spectators and stuff can sometimes be just frustrating because there's so much hype over the guys, but it's also just important to, like, appreciate the fans that do come to see you, whether that be family and friends, and just enjoy playing the sport that we have the opportunity to play.
It's definitely a fine line, but in a way, athletics and basketball became an escape from academics and the pressure of it. So by balancing my athletic and academic life, I've found a way to create a healthy balance, and it allows me to perform better on the court and in school.
I think it's really important to set apart time for family, friends, and obviously homework as well, and just making sure that you're getting enough sleep so that you can do everything and, like, stay safe at basketball and stuff. But yeah, I just think it's important to make sure you have a scheduled out week and make sure that you're getting everything in that you need to.
Yeah, I think that it's really important to be aware of players as people first, and so they obviously do have demands for family demands, friendship challenges, academic challenges as well. And so I think first just to have a recognition of those things, and then give them the space to continue to grow as players and as teenagers. A lot of the time that's obviously a really challenging time, and then to have basketball as an outlet for them, and so to create that safe space so that they can come to practice and be allowed to let loose and have an environment where they can feel comfortable growing and maturing. I think just being real with them and being honest with the players and with fellow coaches is important. So just to, again, form those relationships and friendships first and foremost. And I think that can lead to a better trust between the players and coaches and between fellow coaches. And also just to help the players to see that we're there for them, we're on their side, and we want the best for them. So giving them little tips and tricks, but always at the end of the day coming back to the fact that we want to see them succeed, and just giving them motivation, whether that's in basketball or whether it's something outside of that, just in their lives, being there for them and having those open conversations and communication.
So the kids are constantly working and trying to get better at academics, and we try to help them out as much as possible through communicating with them daily, just trying to see if they need any help with any of their schoolwork, as well as communicating schedules with their parents and just making sure that they're on top of what they need to do academically, and we're there always to help them out if they need anything. It's definitely a struggle for a lot of them to be focusing on basketball and academics, and so we're trying to communicate and help them out as much as possible.
My father would say time management. As long as you have kind of a schedule and like put time into your academics after practice, before school and all that, you should be fine. And for me, it hasn't been too much of a problem.
Yeah, the big thing that we try to focus on is we always call it a student athlete. So the word student does come first. So we try to really just focus on their academics, making sure if on road trips they have time to study, checking with their teachers as much as we can, and really giving them that opportunity to graduate, maybe go to that next level. We have a lot of players who want to play at college or university or somewhere along that line, and they need the grades and they need to focus in on that aspect of it. So we do the most we can for those students, checking in all the time, and hopefully we can get them to that level.
Playing basketball in Alberta, especially as a girl, the girls program has grown so much and so many connections have been made to other parts of Canada and the US that it's allowed me to get a really healthy grasp on what I want to do in university, which is play post-secondary. So I think that living in Alberta is a massive advantage to young athletes, especially young girls, and it's going to allow us to get so much further and get so much more recognition.
I have seen a lot of growth in the basketball community over the last couple of years in Calgary. I've been involved in the club side of basketball for a very long time, and I've noticed recently that we've had a lot more interest at the younger age levels with minors wanting to get involved in playing basketball. And so because of that, now I think there's a lot more interest at every level, and basketball is getting a lot more competitive at the younger level. So as these kids go up through the programs, I think basketball just as a whole has gotten a lot more competitive in the city, and it's being taken a lot more seriously.
Yeah, high school basketball has, I think, grown so much in the last 10, 15 years. A lot of it's contributed to the kids are more athletic, faster, been involved in basketball more at a younger age. I think what's happened in most kids go from high school into club basketball, into community basketball, and it's all year round now. And so because of that, I think it's the kids are just getting that much better at it and more skilled. As well as I think the influence of a lot of Canadian basketball players going down to the US and playing with the NCAA and NBA. I think kids are loving basketball right now, and more kids are getting involved.
Obviously, my coaching career is relatively new, so I can't speak to it as well. But over the course of my playing career, I've definitely seen a lot of growth in Alberta basketball, even seeing teammates progress to go play in the States in Div 1 and seeing a lot of fellow teammates go on to play in university and beyond to be involved in coaching as well, or in reffing, things like that. I think there's been a tremendous growth in Calgary basketball and Alberta basketball as a whole, and it started to be nationally recognized, and I would say internationally recognized as well.
Honestly, over the last nearly 20 years, I've seen it grow immensely. From when I started to now, just the skill level is almost night and day different. I think a big aspect of that is the club basketball scene. And a lot of kids are just working a lot more skilled, working on their fundamentals at a lot younger in age. They're running systems already, so when we get them at high school, they've already honed in so many skills and really based a lot of those fundamentals. So it makes our life a lot easier, and just the skill level across the board is just so much higher.
My favorite moment so far coaching in high school basketball was an underdog situation. We went into the semifinal game not expected to win, and we ended up beating them by 20. And one of those players from that team is actually now an assistant coach this year, so that's pretty special that she's able to come back and be an assistant coach here and TL at such a young age. It's such a pleasure to see that and her commitment to this team.
Last year, our junior team went to cities, and it was close, but we almost won, so that was very memorable. Also winning like pretty much all of our games last year was really memorable.
I definitely think that the last time that we played Boness was just a really, really fun experience to like play and watch, and it's so much fun when the energy gets really high and everyone's just cheering, and it's obviously really fun to come off a really good win, and just like the energy afterwards was really positive, and it was fun to like have that energy keep going into playoffs.
Say last year, my grade 11 year semi-final game against Centennial. It was COVID year and everything, so we didn't have fans during the year. But that game, the rules changed a little bit, so there was a bunch of fans in the crowd, 4 pans fully stacked, and to come out of a close game like that and head on to the finals is really one of the most memorable moments for me.
I think early in my career, we won a Division II championship here at St. Mary's back about 10 years ago, and I think that was an amazing experience for our high school athletes, our school, our coaches. And what happened was, as we started building from that moment, I think in the last 5-7 years, we've become very successful with being one of the top schools in the city in Division I. We're always in the top 4, and we've been to Provincials 5 in the last 8 years. So I think those moments have, pushed our school higher and higher to be very successful. And it's pretty exciting to see some of the kids we have at our school make it to the next level and continue to grow from some of those experiences we've had here.
Last year, quarterfinal, we were in a tough game against Pearson, and scores tied, and there's maybe 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and I catch the ball, and I just launched that thing. I'll be honest, but it went in. It was a game-winning shot, sent us to the semifinal. So yeah, that was pretty special. I'll never forget that.
Honestly, there's so many. One that comes to mind right off the bat is my very first year coaching. I was coaching girls, and we were lucky enough to win the city championship. And funny enough, our senior girls coach at the school right now was on that team. So that was 19 years ago I coached her, and now I've been coaching with her for the last 10 years. But it's just a great win over an undefeated team that year. The rest of them, there's so many times that we've had comeback wins, or there's been so many city championships where we went in and made the final. But more than any of those, honestly, it's the road trips. It's the learning more about the kids while we're on long bus trips, or we're going out for team dinners or team breakfasts, or we're walking by their rooms and helping them with their homework, whatever that is. Those are the memories when we really get to know the kids on that personal level outside the court.
I think it's given girls a lot more confidence to go out and really push themselves and work as hard as they can. I know personally for me, it's tough to come into a gym and not see many fans and spectators at our female games, and then our men's games come in and the stands are packed and everybody's there supporting them. I know it's really defeating for myself and a lot of my other players. So I think taking to social media, posting videos about some of the good games that we've had, strong moves that get overlooked a lot of times, and having a lot of support on social media has really helped grow the confidence of some of our players. And I know personally for myself, I was able to get some scholarship offers during COVID-19 just through posting some of my mixtapes on social media. So I was lucky enough to be able to have an opportunity to play at the post-secondary level, even though we didn't have that many spectators coming to our games.
I think it's pretty huge, just getting yourself out there. Like, barely anybody knew who I even was, and then I made that shot, and it's all over Instagram, and I'm getting follow requests every day, and there's a bunch of people. So it's I don't know, it's pretty touching.
I think media has done a tremendous job in influencing it and promoting it, because it's always historically been primarily men who get promoted in media, and now that tide is starting to change, we're getting more recognition, which means that more people are coming out and they can enjoy the sport, and it's able to show our skill sets. And I think that with media and social media especially, it's a lot more balanced out, and everyone can enjoy it no matter what, if you're a girl or a guy, or if you play the sport or if you don't. I think that with the growing rate of girls basketball in Alberta, there's been such a community, especially with certain accounts popping up, that connect everyone together with their posts. And then it allows my teammates and I to form our own little community within our team, and then that grows to our school, which is why it's so helpful when we have our team and our school here to support us. and it builds a larger community that then expands to the city and then to the province.
I think that we see like a lot of like mixtapes and stuff, which is something that's really common around girls my age. And sometimes I think people like play in fear of just being put in those as a defensive player or something like that. But it's also really cool to have the opportunity to be in videos like that and just like have like your team or whatever spread across your city and stuff, and just see like the cool videos and stuff that are made, as well as just like the positive influence that has in like encouraging other girls to play the sport.
Well, for me, it's worked out great. I recently committed to University of Dalhousie, so I mean, this has been great in terms of playing games and getting game film out and just meeting new people and creating new connections with coaches, and it's a great experience for me. For me, it was just getting my name out there. For real, all those videos and media coverage that we're getting, it really helped push our school and my name out there. So I feel like more people, not just from Alberta, but from other provinces and everything, are really starting to see our girl as team.
I'd say it definitely felt like a little bit of an underdog. It's hard to get exposure like a lot of the girls in the US and other places seem to get here because basketball isn't taken very seriously in Calgary, especially at the female level. But it just pushed me to want to really prove myself and to go out there and give it my all and create a name for myself. So I really tried to go the extra mile and have a really well-rounded game in order to be able to gain some exposure that way. And I was lucky enough to have some social media outlets to help with that, but it definitely pushed me to want to be that much better than all of the other girls that were fighting for similar positions at the post-secondary level at my age.
Yeah, I think it's been very impactful. Again, just because it's opened up so many opportunities for a lot of players who normally probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to play in post-secondary or to play for certain clubs and things like that. I think it's allowed the community itself to expand, as there's been so many more clubs that have opened up and coaching opportunities for players as well. They can get better training and things like that. And again, just to allow more coaches to see them and to see their talent. So I do think it's really opened up the basketball world in general to have social media as an outlet to put yourself out there and to be able to promote your game as a coach and as a player.
The biggest one is you're more than just a coach. So just remember that. To remember it's not about the wins and losses. It's about the player development. It's about teaching them how to be good people. It's about trying to get them to that next stage of life, whatever that is. Whether that be playing basketball in the community, whether that be doing something else. But it's knowing that you're that role model for them. And that a lot of kids don't have that role model in other places in their life. So it's just such an important role to know that it's not just about winning that game. It's not just about who's the best player on that team. It's about coaching the player themselves and trying to make sure that you're realizing that that kid is developing so much into the person they will be when they're older because of you.
I would say to never give up. I would say to go out there every night and remember what you're doing it for and remember what your why is. For me, I would always go out and say, I always want to put my best foot forward because I know that there's a younger person watching my game right now that's using me as an inspiration to play in the future. So I would say, remember your why, always go out there and give it your best, and really try to be mentally tough. Women seem to have we have the tendency to be seen as more fragile than men's basketball players. So I just say go out, remember your why, and prove everybody wrong.
Really to work hard and to meet new people and focus on your goals. Don't really focus on the past or what you aren't very good at. Just work on what you want to do better at.
I think it's really important just to see the contribution that people have and just the amount of time that actually goes in and commitment to help develop players. I know she also is coaching club as well and still looking to play, but I think just for everybody who is coaching, just the importance of helping these players become skilled and well-rounded individuals.
Yeah, so I played basketball since grade 5 all the way through grade 12, and I also have reffed basketball for the past 8 years, and this is my first year in coaching, so I've been in all sides of basketball, and I think it's been extremely important for my development and really impactful, and I would highly encourage everyone to get involved in basketball to remain involved in basketball in some way. So if they're a player, if they want to continue and they're not able to do so in post-secondary, to do that by reffing or by coaching or by volunteering in some way. I think that basketball has so much to offer, not just because of the sport, but because of the community that's involved in it and the connections that you can make and the opportunities that it can afford you in post-secondary that are not necessarily related to playing basketball, but just to be involved in that community and to build your network. So I think it would be hugely important, and I would highly encourage anyone who's playing right now and who's not able to pursue post-secondary to try to remain involved in the game in some way.
You got to stay focused, got to stay committed, and for me, put on some strength, because these high school guys are a lot bigger than when you play in junior high and everything. So make sure you get stronger, and you got to know the game well too.
I think it's working hard all the time as much as possible, and never stop learning the game. I've learned that from many other coaches is just always do your best. Practices and game planning and videoing, all the different things you have to keep working on. There's a lot of work put into it, but if you keep working hard, and you're going to keep getting better and finding ways to improve your game. Never settle that you know everything. Keep working your hardest to keep developing each year and try to change up, because every team is different, and sometimes you have to do different things. So keep challenging yourself to keep getting better.
Just grind it out, like work every day. Don't try not to take any days off. Just make the most out of your experience and enjoy it.
Ideally, as a team right now, I know that we all want to make it to provincials, and that's something that would be really fun to have as an opportunity my senior year. And I also want to encourage younger girls who I've met through club and through school and that to try out for their school teams and have that opportunity as well, because it's such a great way to make friends and have fun in high school.